Like this.
What's the nickname your mother gives your significant other? Your little boyfriend or girlfriend? Your little friend?
All disrespectful.
That fast-tailed heifer?
See, I told you.
Or what's his or her name? What's her name? Yeah.
All disrespectful. Why none of it can't be respectful? Why it all got to be disrespectful? I don't think none of those answers that you gave actually describe a significant other. Those would be insignificant.
It sound like
He or she is not significant at all. That's
right.
That's somebody that
it sound like when you was in middle school or high school with your little friend name.
Yeah. They're not significant, even close to it, even if they was to the individual.
Fast tail heifer.
That don't sound like they live together. That sound like the person lived with their mama.
Hey, you little fast tail heifer.
Yeah. So that I don't think that applies to significant other.
That's early 90s and shit.
Man, my mom used to tell me, like, she'll see a girl talking to me, and she'll be like, them ain't the type, them girls. And I can't tell you how to be a man, but I can tell you about these bitches. And she used to, I can tell you about these women. Let me clean it up. That's what she said. She said, I can tell you about these women. And she used to always give us game about women. Like, never live in a woman's house, always have your own. Don't ever move like into a woman's house, always have your own. Because they'll call the police or try to kick you out and hold that over your head. So make sure it's your shit.
Know how to cook, know how to clean, know how to survive.
Yeah, for sure. All that. I mean, we had to do that anyway because we had chores. And then just hella picky. Like, she would see me and she was like, you have friends. You don't have like girlfriends and all that shit. You have friends that's girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? They friends. So when I was young, and I wasn't even tripping, but like you say, little fast tail, my mom see any girl saying something to me, who was that little bitch? What you know what I'm saying? But it's some of that stuff when it helps you shape how you view certain things, and it makes you aware of certain things when it ain't even on your radar. But I can tell you from now, I'm very picky. I've always been super picky when it came to anybody that had the chance to become a significant other. Like, that was I was always super picky when it came to that. So, but in any case,
I hit you up early. I hit you up about 2 hours ago. Like, hey, we're gonna get on. But you ain't send me no topics because really you didn't think I was gonna get on this week. I mean today anyway. So you didn't send me no topics. But
I definitely don't have none. But
me neither. But we're gonna come up with something out the air. So I'm thinking about distractions.
Okay.
Right? Distractions. A lot of times what we do is we get distracted easily. We can have a purpose, we can have a focus, we can have a drive, and then something can come along and give us a distraction and take us off our course. Other times we're so focused on one thing that we need a distraction. So before I even get into it, because I don't really have no serious thought on it, and I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of you. Tell me the different types of distractions that you can identify with, or you know what I'm saying, that you notice from people where you would say it's a good one, a best practice and a bad practice.
Well, these topics that we talk about, I speak about these things very often. It's part of my training. I wrote about it in my book. I raised my son with some of this stuff. I raised myself and my inner child with a lot of this stuff. So when it's like when you bring these when you bring these topics up, you know, it goes ding, 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 and the trigger, you know, it triggers the responses that are pertinent to the discussion. So when we talk about distractions, that's a great topic, right? Distractions come in many forms. I used to tell my son, you know, I would tell him like, hey, I don't care what type of music you listen to. I don't care if you play video games, but I do want you to know that music is just entertainment. Video games, that's just entertainment. What people are saying in music or doing on TV or the internet is not for you to replicate. That's strictly just entertainment. As long as you understand that it's just entertainment, like you can listen to music, but you ain't supposed to try to model your life after what they're saying. That would be foolish because most of them don't even live like that. As long as you understand that, then I don't care what music you listen to. So I used to tell my son that. But the other thing that I used to tell him outside of music and entertainment is that the number one distraction, and as long as you understand that and you're handling your business, then it can't distract you from your goals as long as you know what you're indulging in and what you're using it for at the time that you're using it. It's like if you go to the movies, you go to the movie for entertainment. So it's not necessarily a distraction that disrupts what you're doing unless the person's mind is not strong enough to decipher what they're watching, what they're listening to, and it takes control of them, right? But if they know, oh, I'm watching this Kung Fu movie for entertainment, and when I leave here, I leave the Kung Fu movie where it was at the movie theater, right? And so that's what I mean by the music and entertainment. But this is the number one distraction to people, and I talk about this often. The number one distraction is other people. That's the number one distraction. First of all, people create all of these other areas of entertainment and content that's created by people. But people are the number one distraction to people. People get easily distracted by individuals, people who they allow in a circle. This is why they say stuff too, like keep your circle small and watch who you have around you. You're only as good as your circle, your immediate circle. People distract people, especially when they want a person to fit into what we do. This is how we do what we do. We don't do that, we do this. So let's say it's a group of individuals that they rap, right? Everybody, and they want everybody in their circle to be rappers. But one of the dudes, he gonna work at a bank. And they like, nigga, we don't work at banks, we rap. And they'll lightweight start to hate and distract this individual because it's not fitting what they want them to do. And if this person really starts to thrive as a banker over here and it's completely different from what they used to do and where they know them from, they'll be like, they'll take shots at them. You know what I mean? And these are the people that are closest to people at times. So you'll find people when they start making lifestyle changes and they have real goals, the people that's closest to them take the biggest shots at them and say, hey, why are you doing that? Because really it makes them feel insecure about themselves. And they feel like without you even caring about how they feel about it, they feel a certain way. And so they want to distract a person from their goals because how it makes them feel inferior to the person that is actually walking in their purpose. So they feel insecure. It shows their insecurities. So if a person says, I exercise every day, but they come from a family of individuals who live unhealthy lifestyles, they're like, oh, so now you exercise every day? So that's what you're doing. You don't even need to really be doing, you ain't even supposed to exercise like that. That ain't what you're supposed to do. So or a person used to drink every day and they stopped drinking. Oh, so what you trying to say? You better than us? No, I never said that I was better than anyone. I just said, I don't drink. I'm cool. Y'all do what y'all do. Matter of fact, I'll pull your glass for you. How much you want? But so for many reasons, people are the number one distraction to other people until you learn how to not be distracted by individuals and be the most powerful person in every room that you walk into.
I think whoever whoever, well, I guess God created. I want to say whoever came up with a distraction, because genius. I like distractions because a lot of times we need them. We need them. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in all the nuances of day-to-day living that, you know, we start focusing on a lot of these things, and then we don't have a distraction to kind of take us off of that. I think, you know, like I said, it's good and it's bad distraction. I think we all need a few distractions sometimes just to escape the reality that we in, even if it's for a minute, just to come out and get a breath of fresh air before you go back in and attack. I heard a saying before: don't never buy a car that was made on Fridays and Mondays, because the car is made on Mondays, the people don't want to be there, and the car is made on Friday, the people trying to get up out of there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we all need those. The distraction right there would be the weekend on both sides, because the weekend finna end. Damn, I don't really want to come here now. I'm looking for one of this. What can distract me from the weekend being over? A club or a kickback, or you know what I mean. So I think distractions is good. I think people is the best distraction, because you need those other interactions. Because sometimes just hearing somebody else's day, you know what I'm saying, they day may be worse, they day may be better. You know what I'm saying? But just to hear something different than other than what you're going through is undervalued. And I think a distraction is always good. But I like your answer.
Yeah, I think that there's a difference between having an escape and a distraction. Even though you could intertwine the two, I think that there's a separation between the two. Having like a mini vacay is an escape. Having things that you enjoy to recuperate and take your, give yourself time to reboot or whatever. I think, those mini vacays, those escapes is cool. But even those, if misused, can be, because people can use alcohol and stuff for to escape. But when it comes to your goals, an individual's goals, how you relate to those goals is completely based on your personality and your work ethic towards the goal. So when it comes, for me, like, and you say this often, you can't speak for everyone, right? You say this often. So for me, when it comes to distractions, I have a goal, and I never want to be distracted from this goal, because this goal for me is a worthwhile goal. It's something that serves a purpose in my life far beyond any distraction.
There you go.
So, I think but I do agree that people do need to be able to not to get overwhelmed and have these things like playing chess could be, quote unquote, a healthy distraction. If a person is feeling overwhelmed with a task, going for a swim, going for a walk, but yeah.
Tell you a story real quick. One of my folks told me, I'm so used to talking to you all the time that when I don't talk to you, I find it troubling through my day. So I'm going to take 21 days and not speak to you so that I can break that habit.
This is a real story? This is like a real conversation?
It's a real conversation.
Okay.
I don't fabricate, right? Okay. Or like I'm being funny. But they tell me this, and I say, well, interesting. And they also proceed to tell me about other people that they were using as distractions, right? And I said, cool. And then They tell me about these people, and I said, hey, that's good. I think you should do that. This person then says to me one time, another time, it's hard to do this when I know you're out there. The reason I say distractions is good, because I find myself guilty of it often. Again, like I say, I'm going to speak for me. I can't speak for nobody else. But I find myself often needed a distraction, right? Because, well, I find myself using other people for a distraction, right? So when this person said, you know, I do X, Y, Z, I said, hey, that's good. I'm happy. I like that for you. Do that. You know what I mean? Because when somebody when somebody or something, we spoke about this last time, when you have too much of something, one thing, you become an addict. Once you become addicted to something, it's hard to kick it. Now, how do you kick an addiction? And how do you take your mind off of focusing on whatever it is that you're addicted to? You get a distraction. Stick and carrot. We put this in front of your face so you stop looking over there. At some point, you're going to want this more than you want this. And when I seen it, well, when this person was telling me this, I was just like, yeah, man, I'm proud for you. I'm happy for you. I want this for you. And I know they don't understand. They like, man, you know, I think you're just trying not to be my buddy no more. Nah, it ain't that. But as a friend, I know that having too much of a tie to one thing can hurt you more than it can help you. So me being a real friend, I'll step back so that you can grow. Because ultimately, what we do here, you know, even when we kick these podcasts off, what we do here is to try to help people grow through experiences. And so how can I help you grow? I'll remove myself. Because me removing myself means it's not going to force you, it's going to force you to have to step out and broaden your horizons. It's also going to force me to say, hey, what could I have done better to be a better friend, right? If I did anything wrong or if I didn't, but right. It gives us both time, it's all time, I want to say, to kind of say, okay, this is what it was. Now, how do I move forward? You move forward with a distraction. So I think I think distractions are healthy, but I think you also, in let me go with a P phrase, distractions are healthy if you put into best practice identifying the characteristics and the traits of whatever is distracting you, so that you know how to recognize that the distraction can be is a temporary pleasure or a temporary release or removal of whatever is causing you stress, hurt, pain, or whatever, etc. Insert here. So I think the best practice, here goes my P word, the best practice is use distractions, take distractions, acknowledge, love, and embrace distractions, but make sure that you recognize where the place that the distraction is coming from. Because maybe the distraction to you at the time may seem like some bull crap, because some distractions are bull crap. It may seem like a super blessing, but just remember the characteristics or the place that it came from and what's the purpose of it and what it's there for. And then you'll be all right with distractions. I love a good distraction. Unwind time.